Bum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum bum. Bum bum ba dum bum bum bum. Hello everybody. It is Wednesday night, and it is time for our sacred pipe ceremony. Woohoo! So I need to shift gears. I was sitting here, so I got the fire lit in the fireplace, and I was drawing comics. I almost was late because I was focused on drawing. So I need to shift gears, get my pencil and my pens out of the way. And hello and welcome. Hello. Come on in. Make yourself at home. Make yourself known. Say hi. Send me some hearts, some love. Let me know you're there. And I am just going to get my altar set up here. Get ready to do our pipe ceremony. I was hoping, I had hoped to be outside by now, but it's a little too cold. I just got a message from my fiance down in Tacoma. I'm up in Renton, Washington, and it's snowing down there apparently. But hopefully maybe next week we can be doing our ceremony outside on the river. It's always powerful, but there's something about actually doing it in nature. Last September, I did I kind of went on a pilgrimage. My guides told me to go to Bear Lodge, aka Devil's Tower, and I didn't know why. I just knew I had to go to Devil's Tower, and found out in the meantime that is where, hello Amanda, hey Cole, thank you guys for joining. Excited to see you. But I went to Devil's Tower, or Bear Lodge, the original name, and did pipe ceremony the whole way over and the whole way back, always outside, and it's just amazing. It is just so amazing. So thank you for joining. Come on in, make yourselves comfortable, make yourselves to home as I get myself set up here. I'm kind of just rambling, letting people catch up and know that we are live. And let's see, what am I missing here? All right. Oh. And shaman needs a drum. Alrighty, so welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us, me, all of us. We are going to do, yay, hi Belle, hey love, yay. Thank you guys. I love you. I love, hey Nadia, wow, everybody's here tonight. Woohoo! All right, thank you for joining. It's like this, I love doing this. And it's such, It's such a good feeling to know you're alive. It's such a happy feeling. You're growing inside, and when you wake up ready to say, I'm gonna have a snappy new day. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling, a feeling to know you're alive. It's just a really good feeling to do what you love and to have others join you in that love. Um, One of the best feelings in the world. So thank you. Thank you. Um, and for those who don't know, I don't always tell people this, but so in shamanism, the cosmic view of shamanism is there's three worlds. It's like a tree. The roots are the lower world, the branches are the upper world, and the trunk is the middle world. We are the trunk here, and then the lower world is where the animal spirit guides tend to live, and the upper world is where the more human form spirit teachers tend to live. And so when we're first learning shamanism, we go and we find our main lower world power animal and then our upper world spirit teacher. And so when my first shamanic journey class back 12, 15 years ago, something like that, I was going on a journey to meet my upper world spirit teacher, you know. And so I'm like, oh boy, is it gonna, you know, who is it gonna be? Is it gonna be someone famous? Is it gonna be some guru? Is it gonna be some deity or what? And so I did the journey to the upper world. And when I got there, I like came out of this water. I came out basically out of a Roman bath. I found myself stepping up out of a Roman bath. And it was like all this kind of Grecian architecture around the pillars and the temples. I'm like, oh my God, I'm on Olympus. Wow, cool. And I saw the forms of people walking back and forth. Like, oh my God, who's going to be my spirit teacher? It's going to be a God. I'm on Mount Olympus. It's going to, cool. And then I looked over to my right, and there, sitting on a stone bench, was Mr. Rogers. And it was like, whoa. So he waved me over, he like had me sit down, like, oh my God, Mr. Rogers, are you my spirit teacher? And he's like, call me Fred. And so he has been my main go-to upper world spirit teacher since the beginning of my shamanic training. So I think I was channeling him there a little bit. All right, so thank you for joining me. We are going to do the sacred pipe ceremony, and if you've never been to a pipe ceremony before, I will explain a little bit what's going on and the origins of the pipe and everything like that. But the first thing we want to do every time when you have when you're doing ceremony, we want to create safe and sacred space within which to do our magic, our journeying, our alchemy, whatever you want to call it. And so it's about setting that safe container within which we can do our work. It's like we call in the spirits and the elements to hold that space around us with a higher frequency energy, light and love, so that nothing of a lower energy can come in, nothing of a lower frequency can come in. And what that means is that then we can be safe to let down our guard, whatever walls, barriers, shields, whatever we have, we can let that off because we're being protected, we're being watched over. And it's that way that we connect to spirit. You know, you can't, I was just telling someone today, it's like that Zen koan about you can't grasp water, right? You can't connect to Creator with a closed heart. The only way to catch water, to hold water, is with open hands. The only way to receive the energy from Creator is with an open heart. And so we have to, that is one of the few either ors. Most of life is a both and, but you can't connect to spirit with a closed heart. Your heart is either closed in fear or opened in love. And only in love can you receive what is coming. So we create our sacred space by drumming. There are so many infinite ways to call in sacred space. My favorites are the ones that use the drum or the rattle, because the drum has been used since basically the dawn of time, right? It's the heartbeat. And so we have been connecting to the spirit world with the drum pretty much since the beginning of humanity. And because of that, when you start to beat a drum, the spirit's ears prick up and they're like, where's the party? Where are we going? The drum kind of gets their attention and calls them in. It's kind of like, in Japan when they do their prayers, I think it's in the Shinto religion, before they say their prayers, they clap twice to get the attention of the gods or the spirits. And so the drum, it kind of gets the attention of the spirits, and then we voice who we are calling in. And so this is the way that I do it, but it is like this is not the way to do it. This is just the way I have put together that makes sense to me, that feels good to me, that resonates. So we call in the elements and the spirits. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Bless us with your love and your light. Oh. Luscious. I love that. We create sacred space. You can actually feel the energy shift. And I can breathe better. I never realized that I'm not breathing well until I, in sacred space, and can all of a sudden realize, oh, I wasn't breathing to my full capacity. So, we are here to do sacred pipe ceremony. And I have been on a spiritual path my entire life. I was raised Catholic. went to Catholic school from first grade all the way through college. And then I discovered like Zen and Taoism, and then into paganism, and finally shamanism. It was like each one was a step along the way to finding my path. And so I have tons and tons of experience with ceremony, with ritual. And of all of those things, through all those paths, this is the most sacred ceremony that I know of, that I have experienced. And the sacred pipe, thank you, love, I will do that. The special prayer intentions. This is the sacred pipe. You may know it as the peace pipe if you watch westerns and Hollywood and such. But this is the pipe, and it was given to the Lakota people 19 generations ago by White Buffalo Calf Woman. Special, very special spirit being who came at a time when the tribes, the Iroquois Nation, were all camped together, all the different tribes, and food was scarce, it was a drought, the various tribes were kind of feuding and bickering, and just a lot of unrest. And the main chief sent his 2 best scouts out to find meat, to hunt, to find buffalo, and he told them, do not come back until you find buffalo, because they were starving. So the 2 scouts went out, and after a couple of days or so, I believe it was, they were on the plains, and they looked across and they saw a white buffalo coming toward them. And as they watched it get closer and closer, the white buffalo transformed into this beautiful maiden, this woman, with raven black hair, white buckskin with fringes and beads and feathers in her hair. And as she got closer and closer, the 2 scouts had 2 different reactions. The first one saw her and had lustful thoughts and thought he wanted her for his own. The second one saw her and saw how she basically glided along the earth, and the way that she had appeared in her radiance, he realized that she was a spirit being. So when she finally approached them, got close to them, she waved the first man over, and he got excited. He thought, this is it. And as he got close to her, the 2 of them were surrounded in a whirlwind of dust and dirt and smoke. And then when the smoke dispersed, the woman was standing there alone with the bones of the first man on the earth beneath her on the ground, and they were like sun bleached, as if they had been there for months. And then she waved the second man over, the second scout, and he came and bowed his head to her because he knew she was holy. And she told him he had nothing to fear because he was pure of heart. And she instructed him to go back to the tribes and tell them to prepare a lodge for her. And so he went back to the chief, told him everything that had happened. And the chief had everybody take down their separate lodges, and they put them all together into a lodge, a huge lodge that can contain all of the nations. And they waited there for, I believe, 3 days. And one that on like the third day, white buffalo calf woman came walking into the lodge, and she held a bundle wrapped. It was a bundle wrapped in leather, and she walked around the perimeter of the lodge 7 times before stopping in front of the chief and presenting him with this bundle. And so he opened it up, and there was the very first sacred pipe. And over the next week or two, she spent time with the tribes. She taught them the significance of the pipe, how to smoke it in a holy way, and she gave them a total of 7 ceremonies that had the pipe at the center. And once she finished that, she left them. She bid them goodbye, and she left. And as she walked away, she turned into 4 different buffalo. She turned in, and there was, I don't remember the exact order of the buffalo she turned into, but she turned into a black, a red, a yellow, and then a white buffalo, and which are the colors. If you've seen the medicine wheel, the 4 colors, that's the 4 colors of the medicine wheel. And there are many, many meanings to those colors, including it is the color of the 4 races of humanity. And one of the things about the bowl of the pipe is its color. Its color is the skin of the Lakota people, and it is the color of the blood of all nations. So the pipe that's how it got the name the peace pipe, partially because it came at a time of feuding and bickering, and it was to unite the tribes. And so this age that we're in now has been predicted and talked about, and it is the age of the pipe. And there are more pipe carriers arising and coming forth with these sacred ceremonies to bring the races of humanity together again. So the pipe itself, the significance, the stem is the divine masculine, and the bowl is the divine feminine. And so when we put the pipe together, it is all of creation. It is the cosmos, and it basically it awakens the spirit of my pipe, and then opens a channel straight to Creator, straight to Great Spirit. And that from the time I put the pipe together until I take it apart is one giant prayer. And so when I do put it together, think your best, biggest thoughts and dreams and prayers. Put your biggest intentions out there. There are no desires, no prayers that are too big or too small. Because once the pipe is together, it opens that channel. And there's no filter, there's no time. It just, choom, straight to the top. And so it tends to manifest quicker. And that was actually the purpose of why I started doing these videos. I started a couple of years ago when the pandemic started. I was doing pipe ceremony every night on my own to help hold the vibration of the world, to kind of help add more light and love to the general population. And I would do it, prayer intentions. I was asking people for prayer intentions. People would give me intentions to pray for. And I realized that, ironically, if it weren't for the pandemic, I would be doing these pipe ceremonies in person. And coming soon, I'm going to start doing pipe ceremonies locally here actually, and if you are local to the Seattle area, we actually do a live pipe ceremony, in-person pipe ceremony at Stargazer's Metaphysical Gallery in Bellevue, Sunday mornings from 11 to noon, and it's free. So if you're in the area and you want to experience pipe ceremony in person, you are so welcome and invited to that. But anyway, so because we couldn't meet in person, I still wanted to share the ceremony with people, and I just got like doing it on my own is like that's good, fine and good, but I wanted to be able to help to share it in a way that people could experience that sacred space, the sacred ceremony, and take the time out of their week to breathe and to find stillness and connection. It's fine when people ask me to do prayer intentions and to pray for them, but part of the ingredients in prayer and manifestation, etc., is personally stillness and connection. If you're not taking the time to pause, to send your desires, your intentions out there, then you're not, it's kind of a, what do they call that? A goodwill something, like showing your faith, like if you're still running around like crazy and praying for this certain outcome, you're not doing the groundwork for creating the space for that prayer to happen. You're still in the old energy. And so there's so much power in sitting and finding that stillness, that connection. That's where we have the open heart, so we can actually receive the energy from Creator and receive the manifestations of our desires and stuff. And so I started doing these videos since we couldn't meet in person, to give people access to that, to a space where they can just be themselves. They can take the world off their shoulders for a little bit. And so that's what we're doing here. And I am so glad that you are here. Thank you for joining me. I love this. So what it's going to look like, just to give you the context so that you know what's going on, first thing I'm going to do is light some sage and some sweetgrass, and I'm going to smudge my little altar. If you were here at the beginning, you saw me setting my altar up, and then I will raise my pipe and I will say a prayer asking for permission to smoke in this place at this time. Then I will join the pipe together, and then I will put 4 pinches of tobacco into the bowl, and you will hear that I will say prayers during that time. I'll offer them to the 4 directions, etc. And you'll hear all of those prayers. That part is out loud. And then when I started doing these videos, White Buffalo Calf Woman, who I was talking about earlier, she's actually been one of my spirit guides for somewhere between 12 and 15 years. And so I went straight to her and I asked her permission to do this on video, because that's kind of an not traditional to video ceremony. So I asked her permission, and she said yes. She said, of course, and was like, whose idea do you think it was? And then she gave me a song to sing, kind of, I guess, the power song of my pipe. And so I will sing that song at that point. I promise to sing that song before every pipe ceremony that I facilitate. And so I'll sing that song, and then I will light the pipe, and I will blow breath blessings, smoke blessings into the 4 directions, to Father Sky, to Mother Earth, in a circle for all my relations, and then straight to Creator. And then I will take a moment, pause for silent prayer with the stem to my forehead and the bowl to my heart. Then I will come back, I will relight the pipe, because it'll probably have gone out by then. And the first thing I do, I'll take a great big puff, and I will blow it straight at my camera. And through the magic of the internet and the magic of the holographic universe, that is a blessing coming straight from my heart through the tobacco smoke, the blessings of the tobacco that carries our prayers. It goes through my camera, through whatever device you are watching this on, and to your heart. Then I will continue to blow breath blessings for different personal intentions, other intentions that people have asked me to pray for. And I will do that intermittently, sitting in silence, meditating, then blowing more breath blessings. And at some point when it feels like everything is complete, I will say another prayer. There'll be another song, and then I will take the pipe apart. And that will officially be the end of the official part of the ceremony. And then, if there's time, I will probably ramble a little bit more. I never know what I'm going to say. I never know what subject I'm going to talk about, but my guides always have something in reserve. So we'll see what happens. And so here we go. And thank you once more. I just want to keep letting you know how grateful I am that you are here. All right. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May the beauty of the fire lift your spirits higher. May the beauty of the earth fill your heart with mirth. May the beauty of the rain wash away your pain. May the beauty of the sky make your mind to fly. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. May you walk in beauty in a sacred way. May you walk in beauty each and every day. Oh. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send a voice. We ask permission to smoke in this place at this time. All my guides and guardians, watch over me as I smoke. Creator, Earth Mother, to Wabin, Shawnadisi, Magikiwis, and Wabus, there is always room for you in my pipe. Creator, Earth Mother, for the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged, the crawlers and the swimmers, all my relations, come smoke with us. Grandmother Moon, Grandmother Ocean, to the energy of birth, growth, maturity, the spirit realm and our ancestors, may all the passages of our lives be in harmony and grace. Creator, Earth Mother, to eagle, coyote, bear, white buffalo calf woman, bringer of the pipe and the law of good relations to the people. Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane. Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane. Yo. Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane Bayama, Okane. Grandmother, grandfather, eagle, we send another voice. We thank you for our lives. We thank you for our paths. Thank you for the unconditional love that carries us, that guides us, even when we can't see it, even when it is dark. Thank you for that sacred darkness within which to rest, within which to dream, within which to reconstitute ourselves. So come the light of spring, the light of day. We are filled with the Spirit, with the guidance and the assuredness of right action. Thank you for who we have been, for who we have become, and who we are becoming. Aho. Ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila ihio, ihila aho. Aho, Amanda. Yes. May all in turmoil be in light. Perfect. The ceremony is never done until I say, oofda. Wow. I hope and pray that you felt some of what I felt. The connection, it's not even good, right? It's just being itself. Oh. And that is really the point of ceremony. Ceremony is giving us the opportunity to bring all of our separate fragmented parts together in harmony. And it unites our physical self with our spiritual self. It ignites that inner child, who loved to play, pretend, if you were anything like me, it was like your childhood was full of magic and pretending to be lost in the woods, be the animals and connect to the trees and everything. And it's like when we're kind of educated out of that knowingness and besides being a shaman and being a pipe carrier, etc., from literally as long as I could remember, I have always wanted to be a cartoonist. If you were here earlier, you saw I was actually a little bit late because I was working on my next comic page. And, when I was growing up, it was all Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, and Disney, right? And I was raised on Disney, and I think I was one of the few people who, at least it feels this way, that I never gave up on that vision of when you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. And then, so I was always holding on to that, and I knew there was magic. I knew, but the world around me, no one believed it. And you need to grow up, blah blah blah. And then come into my adulthood, discover my spiritual path, become a shaman, and realize everything Disney taught me was true. Everything is true. So, especially in this time of the year where we passed, Ostara, and we're coming up on the Christian holiday of Easter, which is the most pagan of Christian holidays, because it's the first Sunday after the first full moon after spring equinox. That is the most pagan way to settle what date the holiday is on. Anyway, besides that, it's spring. It's all about the fertility, the quickening. Life is coming back to the earth. The green and the animals. I sat at the river the other day, and there was these little song sparrows, and it was like bopping up and down, boom, 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 and singing. And then his mate came along, and they would chase each other up and down the river. It was like just, the world is frisky. Nature is frisky. It's like this new life. And that's all, like, when we are that innocent child, it's like, all we see is magic. And we have it taught out of us that, for instance, fairies aren't real, even though some people remember seeing them as kids. They're real. And the connection of all life, and talking to the trees, it's like, it's all about returning to that innocence, returning to that essence of who you truly are. And the secret is, that's how you raise your frequency. That is how you raise your vibration, because you are divine. You are a high frequency divine being of light and love. That is your essence. Everything that we get thrown on top of us, all the teachings and the expectations and the rules and all of that, dampen that frequency, and it lowers our vibration until we're in survival mode. And so the spiritual path is not about achieving other things, climbing to the top of the mountain or whatever. It's about shedding all that crap, all the fallacies that we were taught, and regaining the essence, that innocence, that purity and authenticity of who you were as a child. I do, one of my main things I do in my practice is soul retrieval, where I bring back parts of people's souls that left because of trauma. Whenever we have a trauma in our lives, part of our psyche goes off. In Western terms, we call it dissociation. But because we live in such a traumatic world, a lot of times those parts can't find their way back. And so I have the honor and privilege to be able to help bring those parts back to people. And it's amazing how many of us in our Western society, I think pretty much every person, not everyone, but most people that I've done soul retrievals on, and I have done a lot, the trauma starts at like 2 or 3 years old. So I'm always bringing back these soul parts, and like a lot of us I don't include myself in this because I had a wonderful childhood, but a lot of people that I know and that I help had the innocence and that purity taken, like, taken away from them even as young as like 3 years old. And so there's a lot of people who never got the chance to experience that, who, because they were fragmented, they literally had to fragment their spirit so that that was a self-defense mechanism, right? So that they didn't have to feel all that pain and trauma. But because of that, it means they were less whole and ironically less able to handle the things coming at them. And so it's like a lot of people have had their childhood taken away. And so when I do soul retrieval, one of the best things is when I get to bring someone's childhood back for them. And bringing back like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old, and just the enthusiasm that these soul parts have when they come back is amazing. And I just got chills as I said that. I have one friend that I did a soul retrieval for years ago, and on her way home from the soul retrieval, she had to stop at every playground on the way home and swing in the swings. And that joy, that is the meaning of life. That is your default setting. We are meant to be joyful. We came here to be joyful. We came here to love. We came here to express to our highest potential and to radiate, to be a star, be that light that shines. And not like sending the light out to save the world or to heal the world, but to make ourselves more whole. And through entrainment, as we send that frequency out into the world, we connect with others of that same frequency, and it raises the frequency of everyone. Like one person I just saw the other day said something that I think I'd heard a long time ago, but I'd forgotten about it. But a rising tide raises all ships. And if you're part of that rising tide, raising our frequency, by not by trying to achieve anything, not trying to become something you aren't yet, but by surrendering into that essence, that purity, that innocence of divine light, that is who you are. That is how you raise the frequency. And that is how we save the world. That is how we heal the world. And it's not out of achieving and trying to heal. It's by recognizing first the wholeness within ourselves, the wholeness that is within each of us individually, and then namaste. The divine in me sees the divine in you. And by seeing that divinity in everyone else, it might be incremental, but you raise their frequency just by the observation. And in quantum physics, perception is everything, right? There's the double slit experiment where they had the double split, they had a double slit in this board or whatever, and they sent light through the two slits onto another sheet behind it. And if they weren't observing it, light acted one way. And I never remember which is which, but one way it went through just one slit, like particles, and the other way it went through as a wave and went through both slits. And the difference was if someone was observing the experiment. Just the perception of what's going on changes the outcome. So by finding that wholeness in yourself, by reclaiming that innocence, and seeing that in everyone around you, looking beyond the facade, the pain, the image, the illusion around them to that divine being at the heart of every human, that changes the world. So I guess that's what I have to say for tonight. So believe in yourself. Know you deserve to be here. Know you are worthy. Know that you are enough. Wherever you are, however you're expressing, whatever situation you are in, you are enough. You are perfect just the way you are. And that perfection does not preclude growing, expanding. Every step of the way is perfect. It can't be otherwise. You cannot be in the wrong place at the wrong time. You are always exactly where you need to be. And the universe will use whatever is in front of you to bring you home. Whatever is in front of you is the path. So, whew. All right. So thank you for listening to me. I appreciate your presence here. Know that I am here to support you. My job as a shaman is to support my community that supports me. And so visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. You can see the different shamanic services I offer, from readings to soul retrieval, like I mentioned, and other things. And see if there's anything that resonates, anything I can help to empower you. What else? And I teach classes. I've got some classes coming up. I do mentoring one-on-one if you are interested in following the shamanic path. I do one-on-one mentoring, helping others find their shamanic path, etc. So I am here for you, and I thank you for your support. And one way you can support me is to share this video, invite your friends every Wednesday night, and if there's someone who you feel would benefit from this, go ahead and tag them in the comments, share it, and hopefully come back and join us again next week. So, as we close the circle, we release the spirits to go back from whence they have come. Spirits of the earth, spirits of the air, spirits of the fire, spirits of the water, spirits of the upper world, spirits of the lower world, compassionate spirits of the middle world, the Fae, the spirits of the land, the ancestors of the land. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for holding us in your love and your light. Our work for now is done, but you are always welcome in our circles. Oh. All right, my friends. Thank you again for joining me. Please join me next week again. We'll do this again. We'll connect to Great Spirit, send our prayers, and change the world. All right. So I hope to see you soon. And until I do, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Go shining. All right. I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.